Have you ever just looked at everything going on in the world and asked yourself, is it ever really going to get better? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into what the Bible has to say about that very question.
It's a question that, it crosses all of our minds at some point, doesn't it? We see what's happening on the news, we look at the struggles people are facing, and it's so easy to wonder if there's any real hope for a better future.
And it's just so easy to feel, well, completely overwhelmed sometimes, right? It could be something personal, like dealing with an illness or losing someone we love, or it could be seeing all the injustice out there in the world. It's no wonder we can feel hopeless.
But what if I told you there's a real reason for hope? The Bible actually offers this powerful, reassuring message about a future that is totally free from the kind of pain and suffering we see today. So let's explore that together. So what exactly does this better future look like? I mean, what are we talking about here? Well, the Bible paints this incredibly vivid picture of a world that is just completely transformed. A world where suffering is truly a thing of the past.
Just let that sink in for a second. Imagine a world with no more tears, no more death, no mourning, no crying, no pain. It's a future that's almost hard to wrap your head around, but that's the promise right there in the Scriptures.
I mean, look at this. The difference is just night and day, isn't it? On one side, you have the world we know now with all its problems, but on the other, you have what the Bible promises, a world of total peace, perfect health, and true lasting happiness. Now that is a future worth hoping for.
Okay, now I know what you might be thinking. That sounds incredible, right? But can we really trust promises from a book that's thousands of years old? That's a totally fair question, and it's a question we should be asking. So let's dig into the evidence. You see, this isn't about just blind faith. The Bible actually invites us to check it out for ourselves, to really look at the evidence and decide if its message rings true. So let's do exactly that. Let's look at a few reasons why we can actually trust these promises.
Okay, so one of the most incredible things when you start digging in is how scientifically accurate the Bible is. It contains statements about the world that were literally centuries, even thousands of years ahead of their time. Let's look at a couple of quick examples.
Okay, think about this. The book of Job, written more than 3,500 years ago, says that God is suspending the earth upon nothing. How on earth could the writer have known that our planet just floats in space? Science didn't figure that out until much, much later. And it's not a one-off thing. The Bible also gives this perfect description of the water cycle, evaporation, condensation, rain, something that wasn't fully understood by science until the 1600s.
But it's not just science. The Bible is also filled with what you could call history written in advance, prophecies. These are predictions about things that would happen in the future. And what's amazing is how many of them have already come true, down to the tiniest detail. Let me show you one of the most famous ones.
This one is just mind-blowing. Almost 200 years before it happened, the prophet Isaiah predicted that the powerful city of Babylon would be conquered. He even named the guy who would do it, Cyrus. And he described the strategy. A river would be dried up, and the city gates would be left wide open. And guess what? In 539 BCE, that is exactly how history records that Cyrus took Babylon. I mean, how is that even possible?
So, okay, we've seen there are some really solid reasons to believe these promises. But what does that mean for us, right here, right now? How does a promise about the future help us with the problems we're facing today?
And this is where it gets really practical, you know? The Bible says to rejoice in the hope. It's not just about sitting around and waiting for a better future. It's about letting that hope give you joy and strength right now. It's a hope that helps us endure the really tough stuff.
So let me ask you, personally, how would your life be different if you were absolutely convinced that the problems you're dealing with are only temporary? If you had a solid, real hope for an amazing future, how would that change how you face today?
Because this hope, it's not just some fuzzy feeling. It's like a powerful tool. It gives you the strength you need to keep going. It helps you fight off that feeling of discouragement when things get hard. And it gives you the secure foundation for a truly happy life. It can literally change everything.
So, as we start to wrap this up, I guess I just want to leave you with this idea. The Bible is offering more than just wishful thinking. It offers a whole new way of looking at life, a new perspective on our problems, and a real, solid reason to believe in a better tomorrow.
The message is really simple, but it's so powerful. There is a credible hope for a future without suffering, and that very hope gives us the strength we need to get through today.
So, the real question is, what will your future be? What will you do with this message of hope? Will you let it inspire you?
strengthen you, and guide you? Ultimately, the choice is yours.